Hello everyone, in this video I'll be ranking all of the hand crossbows in Baldur's Gate 3 on a tier list. Now, this weapon's awesome because you can use a bonus action attack with one in the offhand, and they deal 1d6 of piercing damage, which can be doubled if you have the Bhaalist armor, as I do in this little video here. So, the only thing with these is they give your character bad posture when you pull them out. You got that shrimp back look there, but these weapons are incredible, and some of them have such huge benefits that they're pretty much always equipped from the moment that you get them, and I'll be covering all of them here. And the first one we got, this one is actually not attainable. Well, it is attainable, but you can't actually use it, so I'm going to put it in the roleplay tier. But this is the hand crossbow from Gear. Now, he also will give you another hand crossbow that's one of the best in the game, but this one is interesting because it gives you 2d10 of piercing damage. Again, can't be used, so I'm going to put it in the roleplay tier. I'm hoping that with mods or some way we will be able to use this. I tried using the construct gloves that turns you into a construct, and you can't use them with them, unfortunately. It just says not usable by humanoids, but you can get it in the game, just unfortunately not usable. But next we got ourselves, I guess I'll start with the just regular old +1 hand crossbow. Now typically with the unenhanced weapons, I just put them in the C tier, but hand crossbows are so good early on and one of the best damage options that I'm just going to put in the B tier. Now the way to get hand crossbows pretty easily is to go to the Druid Grove, especially if you're waiting on a level up. And you can purchase these from Damon. Also the Bard will start with these, so if you play as a Bard you get them. You can find them as common loot. There is 2 of them in the Grimforge in tents, and then there's 2 of them from the Zentarum basement, so you can explore that way and get to there, and I highly recommend doing that because there are some nice items there. But the way to get multiple of them from Damon is to have your characters ready to level up. Go talk to him, check his inventory, buy out all the hand crossbows, level up one of your characters. It'll refresh the inventory. Do that, rinse and wash and repeat. And if you long rest, then you can also get another crack at it. So that is the best way to get them. And then also you can respec at Withers and then have someone ready to level up and do this all over again. Highly recommend kitting out your entire team with these because it's just nice if you don't have an action to be able to bonus action attack. So yeah, it does piercing damage 1d6, no extra damage, plus the dexterity modifier. And most classes do have a bit of dexterity, so there is some benefit there. Incredible weapon, even though it is unenhanced. But next we got the hand crossbow +1. I'm just going to put this above it in the B tier. I don't think there's any options that are C tier or below because they're just all quite good. But the hand crossbow +1 just has that magical enhancement, +1 damage and attack roll, so obviously it's better than just the regular one. But now we're getting into the Firestoker. So I have this one here to show off. So you can get this relatively easy in the game. So the Firestoker, let me show it off here. So we got the Hellfire hand crossbow. There's the Firestoker. So it deals quite a bit of piercing damage. So it's got the 1d6 +5 piercing, +2 piercing, plus 1d6 plus 1d6, or 1d4 conditional. So if you're attacking a burning target, you deal an additional 1d4 of damage. So it actually pairs really well with the Hellfire hand crossbow, which applies burning whenever you attack while hitting or invisible. So yeah, the Firestoker is really good. It deals a good amount of damage. I guess I'm wearing the Legacy of the Master. That's why we're getting the extra damage there. So if we swap that off, it does drop it a bit. But yeah, this weapon does an incredible amount of damage. So getting that extra damage on burning targets obviously makes this a better weapon. So I will put that up into the A tier because it pairs so well with one of the best hand crossbows in the game. However, I think there's one that's above all the other hand crossbows, which I'll be talking about in just a moment here. But there is one single hand crossbow +2 in the game. So you can get this from Lady Jannath's estate. So in Act 3, I guess I'll leave camp here just to show where it is. This is one of the buggiest areas in the game for me. I personally have always struggled with this area, but it is relatively easy to find. Basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go to Lady Jannath's estate. That's right over there-ish. So yeah, you do need to go to that area, and then once you're up in that area, you're going to find it there. So yeah. The nice part about the +2 crossbows, it has that extra enhancement, so that's obviously a little bit better. But I don't think it's the absolute best hand crossbow in the game, but getting yourself a +2 enhancement is quite nice. So yeah, I do think that it is worthwhile using, especially if you're looking to upgrade your equipment in your team. So I will put it up in the A tier as well. I do think the Firestoker ends up being a little bit better because while the Firestoker only has that +1, or the Firestoker doesn't even have an enhancement, it's just 1d6 damage. it deals an additional 1d4 to targets that are burning. But I guess +2 is consistent, so I'll put the +2 crossbow ahead of it. One big benefit that I must mention with all hand crossbows is if you have the crossbow expert perk, you don't get disadvantage on attack at close range. Like here we have disadvantage. The closer we are, obviously, the more disadvantage that we get. So you can actually get the Bhaalist armor to give that aura of murder. So the Bhaalist armor can give enemies within 3 meters vulnerability to piercing damage, and what that means is they take double damage from it. So it's actually beneficial to get up close with this and attack that way. So yeah, that is one thing to keep in mind. Now, what I think to be the best hand crossbow in the game is the Nair Misser. So what this does, it's the only weapon in the game that deals pure force damage. So everything else in the game is like a combination. Like the Halberd of Vigilance, which also deals force damage, deals regular slashing with an additional 1d4 of force damage. This does 1d6 of force damage +6, and then a plus 1d6 force damage. So a lot of damage there. And the nice part about that is force damage is one of the best damage types in the game, because there's pretty much nothing that resists force. Really only Gortash is the only one that I can think of that resists force damage. But another benefit is you can freeze characters, and when you attack a frozen character, they take double damage from bludgeoning, thunder, and force damage. So this damage can be doubled if there's a frozen target. And I like to play around. As you guys know, you've seen my build guides. I love cold damage. I love lightning damage. So those create water builds are some of my favorites. Another really nice thing about the Nair Misser, which I'll show you here, is you get to actually get a unique attack. So you get Magic Missile here. But the thing with the Magic Missile is that you actually have a unique animation where you attack with the crossbow itself. So every other time you use Magic Missile, you don't actually do that. Unfortunately, it's only once per short rest. Normally, Magic Missile is like a throwing-looking attack, but you can do it with the crossbow here. But even still, it deals pure force damage, so it's a nice one to be able to attack with. And we were able to get a critical hit off there with the Hellfire Realms. But yeah, really nice weapon, and you can also just use a bonus action to attack with it. So pretty cool. I don't know how I managed to get 2 Nair Missers on, but yeah, interesting. So I would say the Nair Misser is easily S tier. I think this is the best one in the game for consistent damage, 1d6 plus 1 of force damage. However, the Hellfire hand crossbow is better to build around, which is what I'll be covering now. This one is really cool because it lights up. Like you can see the burning glow to it. I think it looks cool, first of all, but also it deals 1d6 plus 7 piercing damage, and then possibly inflict burning when hitting a creature while invisible or hiding. So if you got a character that specializes in stealth, highly recommend going with a bard and getting greater invisibility. You can also use the Band of the Mystic Scoundrel, so you can use bonus action invisibility, turn invisible after attacking, and then you can just continue to get that burning on targets, and then use the Firestoker in the offhand for the extra damage. And also the Bhaalist armor just makes sense here, but yeah, weapon enhancement +2, and additionally, it also gives you Scorching Ray. 8d6 of fire damage. That is quite nice. Level 3 version of it. What that looks like is boom, boom, boom. It's pretty good. I also like the fact that you use the crossbow to attack with, so a little bit of bonus points for style there. So I'd have to say that the Hellfire hand crossbow is another S tier item. I guess I wasn't showing the image off there, but this is what it looks like in combat. So yeah, 1d6, and then it inflicts burning, gives yourself the Scorching Ray. Really useful crossbow, and I would say depends on your build. If you're using the Bhaalist armor and crossbow expert, that is probably the best one because it deals piercing damage, which will get doubled. But for most targets, the Nair Misser with its force damage is the better option. But both are extremely good and definite S tiers. So yeah, this is one of the best weapon types in the game. I pretty much always have people kitted up with hand crossbows just because of how useful they are. And I will be posting a build later today of using just hand crossbows. So if you're curious on a strong build that uses those, check out the video later today. But thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below. And I'll see you all in the next video.